Hey everybody, welcome back. Congratulations. You've just completed one of the most nerve-wracking parts of this build, and that is gluing the fretboard onto the neck. And if you've chosen to glue the fretboard onto the neck and the guitar at the same time, that can be even more anxiety-provoking, so well done. We are now ready to move on to carving the neck. And as you can see, it's a little rough, but hopefully you've done a good job so far of pre-cutting and shaping and tapering everything that we've done in the previous videos so that this goes a little bit quicker. So let's take a look at the heel and what we need to do to get started. To start the heel carving process, I really want to first start out with the heel cap. And that is this area that we had talked about earlier. This is just going to be a decorative cap that is going to close up this gap nicely here. It's going to provide a little bit of decoration at the end of this. And to do that, we need to get this angle correct. Now to find that, just use this sliding bevel. I want to duplicate the angle of the back. As this back is coming up, and I want to maintain that same sort of angle here. That's about right. Now I'm going to take this angle and transfer it onto the neck. In order to get that angle transferred onto here properly, I also need to know where I'm going to start cutting this. For me, I like to get my heel cap started really right on this purfling line, because the cap is going to be 3 to 4 millimeters, so it is going to be about half the depth of this binding. I don't want it to go all the way to the end of this. I really like to have a little bit of a step here before that end cap starts. So I'm going to start it on the purfling line there. Also mark it on the other side so that I can keep it even. I don't want an uneven heel cap. Now I will transfer that angle on there. And remember, this angle has to go back. So if you get this bevel the wrong way, you're going to be angling the wrong way. Hello, shop cat. Keep this mark here. All right. Now I can cut this on the bandsaw. Now I can take this to the bandsaw and cut this, or I can just take it straight to the grinder. I can work it with a plane. Since this really is long grain, a plane is okay to start working on this. When you get close to this correct angle, you really want to be diligent about keeping this on a flat plane and not just kind of scrubbing, and because scrub planing isn't really that effective for a flat finish and a flat surface, because you can get off angle really fast and slide over the edge or come at it funny. Really focus on clean strokes with the plane, coming straight across to keep that as flat as you can, because we want a nice flat surface to glue to. We cannot glue that heel cap on if we're rounded off. That looks good, so I'm going to check it on the body of the guitar. Yeah, I like that. Plays off the angle of the back just fine. Sitting on the purfling lines nicely. And so now we will design and cut the heel cap. So here is a trick that I picked up, and it does work quite nicely. Take a piece of paper, fold it in half, and for me, this is especially nice because I do have this lamination line that runs all the way through it. So I'll put that fold right on the lamination, and there's my limit there. There's my limit there. Then I can just use this hemisphere of the paper to get my final design of that heel cap. Then once I have that, I'll cut it, I fold it out, and I will stick this onto my heel cap material and cut it out. That looks pretty good to me. There aren't very many rules with the heel cap. There's nothing that says that you have to stick with this or that you have to keep it the same shape as you're carving. Most of the time, this shape just kind of acts as a guideline while I'm carving, and I modify it as I go if it's not feeling right. There we go. Yeah, I like that. And that paper fold allows us to be perfectly symmetrical, which is difficult to do. Okay, now this is going to get glued on my heel cap material. I'm going to mark that center line so I can keep track of it. Great. Now again, with the heel cap and your heel design, there's no rules. I usually like to put a heel cap on that has some relation to something else in the guitar, whether it's the ebony from the peg head, the walnut from this lamination, the stripes on the Macassar ebony from the fretboard, or the rosewood from the back and sides. But in this case, I am going to kind of break my own rules and put a piece of zircote on the heel. It's got stripes that kind of resemble the Macassar. It's got a color that similarly resembles the lamination of the walnut. It's kind of a blend of all of them. And I like the color and the grain in it, so I'm going to use it. No rules. Now I glue this on, trim this out roughly on the bandsaw, and then see if I can get it placed correctly on here and get everything shaped so that it sits on the neck and the guitar perfectly. This surfaced out just fine with the plane. It is nicely flat this way, so I don't have any need to bump this up against my sander or take a flat sand block to it. This feels like it sits on there just fine. I don't feel any rocking at all, and it looks like it's going to have a great glue surface. All right, I'm gonna glue this on. I just use a little spray adhesive, tack that on. Now I'll cut it out. Now I've got the heel cap roughly cut out. That looks good. Now all I need to do is bump this up against the sander so that I can get this angle imparted into it correctly. It's not much of one, but the sander is going to be better than trying to plane this off because it's going to get all sorts of blowout on the ends. That angle's good. Sits on there just fine. Nice and flat across there. Yet another reason why this whole shoulder area of the guitar should be flat. Greatly helps place this heel cap. As if you needed another reason. To glue the heel cap on, I do attach the neck to the guitar because I want this where the cap meets the guitar. I want this to be as perfect as possible, and I don't want to glue it on and have to shave it a little bit and then test fit it and shave it a little bit and test fit. I know it looks good right here while the neck is attached, so I am going to glue it on while the neck is attached. And then once I get a clamp on it and I'm satisfied that the glue is kind of set and things are looking good, then I'll pull the neck off so that I don't glue it to my guitar just yet. Because if I glue it to the guitar, get some squeeze out there, and I take the neck off after it's dried, I'll pull some fibers off, and I don't want that. I'm gonna put some glue on here. All right, pop quiz. How much glue do we need? Not too much, not too little. We want a medium amount of glue. Very good. I knew you'd say that. Out to the edge. I'm just going to push this on by hand. Just keep some pressure on it until that glue tacks up. It doesn't take very long. Until I'm satisfied that that's not really going to escape on me. Pressing it down onto the guitar body, onto the neck. Just get good pressure everywhere. I'm going to test it and see if it's going to move. It doesn't seem like it's going to. I think it's tacked up enough. Now I'm going to get a squeeze clamp on it. All right, now that I've got that clamped up, I am going to pull the neck off of the guitar. There we go. No real squeeze out to clean up. Just a little bit in this heel pocket. Otherwise that looks good. Just a little bit on the top here. The rest of that looks good. That'll clean up in the final finish prep phase. I'm going to leave this clamped up for about 45 minutes or so, maybe even longer. I want to make sure that this cap is as strong as it can be to resist those pressures of carving on it. So I'll pick this up in about an hour, and then we will move on to carving the neck. Probably start with the heel, moving on to the width, and finally to the thickness and some final shaping. So we'll catch you in the next video.